Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Bimal from Genie Guide. In today's guide video, we are going to learn how we can use the OBS Studio streaming software as a complete beginner on our Windows, Mac or our Linux device. But before we get started, if you are new to this channel, then do make sure to leave a like and subscribe because we promise to bring you more awesome content and videos like this one on our channel. And without any further ado, let us get started with today's tutorial. So in today's guide video, we are going to learn how we can use the OBS Studio application as a complete beginner in order to learn how to record and how to stream games on our YouTube channel, or how to record just for our basic and personal usage. First of all, what you want to do is make sure we have actually downloaded and installed the OBS Studio application to our Windows or our device. So if you have not yet downloaded the application, simply follow through to the steps which I described in this video. First of all, simply open up any of the browser which you have on your device. Once you open your browser and make sure that you are actually connected to the internet, what we want to do is on the left hand side at the top of the screen, you want to head over to obsproject.com. So I will also leave the link down in the description box for you to go ahead and download the OBS Studio to your device. So the domain we want to go to is obsproject.com. Once we do that, we want to go ahead and press an enter at the bottom of the keyboard. So as you go to obsproject.com, you can see somewhat that this is how the home interface of the OBS website is going to look like. Now in order to download our personalized application, here you want to simply select your operating system, whether you are using your Windows or your Mac OS or your Linux. So in my case, I'm actually currently using my Windows. So I'm going to simply go ahead and tap on the Windows and download the application first. So after downloading the application, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and install it. So simply open the folder or the place where you have actually downloaded the OBS Studio depending on device specifications. Once you do that, you want to simply tap on the OBS Studio, right click on it and then tap on Run as Administrator or Open it. After downloading, here we want to simply tap on the next button at the bottom of the screen. You wanted to go ahead and tap on next, and then here you want to simply select the location where you want to install the OBS Studio to. Once you do that, at the bottom you can go ahead and tap on the install button right over here, and it is going to obviously take some time for the installation process, so be patient and wait. So as you can see, we have successfully installed the OBS Studio application to our Windows device or to our computer. Now you can simply check on Launch OBS Studio, and then I'm going to tap on Finish, and then I'm going to open the OBS Studio on my device. So now to begin with the tutorial, wait for the OBS setup to load up right over here. As you click on the full screen, you can see this is how the home interface of your OBS Studio application looks like. Now, if you are a beginner and you are using OBS Studio, you want to simply hover your mouse over the auto configuration widget, because that is where we are going to be working most of our project on if you are a beginner and you have little to no knowledge on how you can use the OBS Studio. So if you don't know what auto configuration widget is, at the top of the screen, you'll be able to see multiple options right over here. What we want to do is we want to simply select the Tools button which you see right over here. As you go to Tools, you can see the first option right over here which says Auto Configuration Widget. So what we want to do is we want to simply tap on Auto Configuration Widget. Once you do that, you can see here it is asking us for some of the information which says to optimize for streaming, recording is necessary, or optimize just for recording, I will not be streaming, or I will only be using the virtual camera. So you want to simply select any of the option which you think is suitable for you. At the bottom, if you want to read, it says the auto configuration widget will determine the best settings based on your computer specs and internet speed. This can be run at any time by going to the Tools menu. Then you can go ahead and tap on the next button at the bottom of the screen. As you tap on next, here you can see it is asking us to set up our base canvas resolution of our monitor or our device, and what is the ideal resolution for us. Now by default, this has actually set up the best auto configuration widget for us. Now if you want, you can see over here, if you want to change the base canvas resolution, you can simply tap on this Use Current button right over here, and you can simply select any of the options which you think is suitable for you. But if you don't want to downscale your resolution too much, as well as don't want to expand and then shrink your resolution, you can simply use the Use Current, which is the ideal for your device. Now If you want to set a frame rate per second, then you can see the FPS button right over here. So currently it is under the settings called either 60 or 30, but prefer 60 when possible. Now this settings depends upon what you're actually doing on a device. If you are simply talking and recording a normal video for YouTube or any other device, then you can simply use a 30 FPS resolution or 30 FPS frame rates per second. But if you're actually streaming games and services, you're making apps, videos and so on, then you want to simply select 60. But if your device does not support any of these, then you can simply tap on use either 60 or 30, but prefer 60 when possible. So as you can see at the bottom, it has a note in the yellow text which says that the base canvas resolution is not necessarily the same as the resolution you will stream or record with. Your actual stream recording resolution may be scaled down from the canvas resolution to reduce resource usage or bitrate requirements. So once you have understood everything what you want to do, you want to simply go ahead and tap on the next button. Now, we have successfully set up our auto configuration widget. The next thing we are going to learn is how we can set up and live stream for our YouTube channel. For example, let's say it is asking us to set up our service right over here, and you can simply tap on set up your service over here and you can select YouTube if you are streaming for YouTube. Now, what we want to do is simply open our browser right over here and then head over to youtube.com at the top of the screen. Once you go to your studio youtube.com, what you want to do is at the top of the screen you can simply tap on the create button and then tap ahead and tap on go live. As you tap on the go live to do that, what we want to do is we want to simply tap on start. As we tap on start, as we said earlier, we don't want to select the built-in webcam because no setup required. It only uses our existing webcam for an easy way to go live. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to select the option called streaming software, which says requires additional software, add overlays, new graphics and more. So we want to simply go ahead and tap on go. As you tap on go, what you want to do is it will give us a stream key. Our stream key is very important. So what you want to do is you can simply tap on this little eye icon in order to view a stream key, but I'm not going to do that simply for the security purpose. If you want to reset the stream key, then you can simply tap on reset. But the most important thing is that you actually want to copy your stream key right over here if you want to go live on YouTube. Once you tap on copy, what you want to do is you want to simply come back to the OBS Studio homepage. And then here you can see the option called use stream key in the advanced section. So we want to simply go ahead and tap on use stream key, and then we are going to go and paste our stream key right over here. You can also select whether you want to prefer hardware encoding or an estimate bitrate with bandwidth test. You can tap on show if you want to show your stream key as we said earlier, but we are not going to do that. Once you do that, at the bottom you can go ahead and tap on the next button. As you tap on next, it is going to take some time to primarily connect and configure the best settings which the device thinks or the OBS Studio thinks is best suitable and convenient for our device. So simply wait until the auto configuration wizard is complete, and as you can see right over here, we have successfully completed 100% of the auto configuration widget. So wait for the results to load up right over here. It is going to take a few time to execute a set of tests to enable the ideal settings on how you can stream on your device. So as you can see, we have successfully received the result of our testing, which says the program has determined that these estimations are actually ideal for you. So if you want to see, we have selected our service, which is YouTube, and also our server, which is the backup YouTube ingest server. And we have also our video bitrate, which is actually 10,000 bitrates. And if you don't have any type of knowledge about the encoding section, then if you are a beginner, you can see the streaming encoder. It is automatically set to hardware QSB format. You don't necessarily need to think or dwell much upon that. You can also set your recording quality right over here, which is the same as stream. And it also has our base canvas resolution, which is 768 pixels, also known as 1366 into 768 pixels, and output scale resolution to 1280 into 720. As well as FPS settings to 60. So at the bottom you can read the button which says to use these settings, click apply settings to configure the widget and try again. Click back to manual configure settings yourself, click and cancel and open settings. If you want to apply, then go ahead and tap on apply settings and you will have successfully set up and start streaming on your YouTube channel. The next thing we are going to learn is how you can stream on the Twitch. If you are using Twitch and you want to stream your game or you want to record, again you want to simply follow the same steps at the top of the screen. You want to simply tap on tools. As you tap on tools, you want to go ahead and tap on auto configuration widget, and then you want to select optimize for streaming and then go ahead and tap on next. Here you want to select the same resolution format as we did earlier, and here you want to simply select the service to Twitch. If you want to do to a Facebook Live, you can also do to Facebook Live, Twitter, restream.io, and there are so many more options on how you can stream on the OBS Studio. If you want to do for Twitch, then again you want to go ahead and use the stream key. You want to make sure you are logged into your Twitch account by clicking on Go Live. You want the stream key to do that, and then go ahead and paste the stream key, and then again follow all of the same steps as we discussed earlier. So we have discussed the auto configuration wizard as well as how to set up our YouTube and Twitch as well. Now we are going to learn how to record on the OBS Studio application. So again, we are going to simply follow through the same steps, which says that at the top of the screen, we want to select tools, and then again we want to go to auto configuration widget. Now this time we want to change the option. Here you can see we have been given 3 options, which says optimize for streaming, recording is secondary. The second option, which says optimize just for recording, I will not be streaming. And the third option says I will only be using the virtual camera. So what we want to do is we want to simply select the second option, which says optimize just for recording and I will not be streaming at all. Then what you want to do is after you select the second option, you want to go ahead and tap on next at the bottom of the screen. Again, you want to select your base canvas resolution as we did earlier. Now if you're only recording, then you can simply choose to record in a 30 fps. It is not going to cause much of a difference, which you are actually going to notice. But if you don't mind, then you can also select 60, and then you can also select either 60 or 30, but prefer high resolution or 60 fps when possible. Once you do that, you can go ahead and tap on next, and again you can see the final results has actually come out, which is the program has determined that these estimated settings are ideal for you. The recording encoder format is as the same as the before, which is in the QSV format. You can set up your recording quality to either high quality or medium file size. You can also set your base canvas resolution to 1366 into 768, as well as the output scale resolution to 1280 into 720 pixels. You have our FPS in the 60 FPS as well. So it is pretty much the same as before, but a little bit of difference in the recording quality. This time we also have the option to record in the medium file size. Once you do that, you can go ahead and tap on apply settings, and settings will be successfully applied when you begin to record on the OBS Studio. Now we have discussed the video format and how we can set a resolution, how we can select the frame rate per second, and how we can set up YouTube setup as well as Twitch setup and any other type of setup. Now the most important thing we're going to learn is how we can actually configure our audio settings. Now this option is actually we didn't get when we did an auto configuration wizard, but maybe that is only for the video part. In order to configure our audio, what we want to do is at the bottom of the screen here you will be able to see multiple options, which is the start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, settings, and so on. So what we want to do is we want to simply tap on the second last option, which says settings, and a new menu is going to pop up right over here on the screen. As a new menu will pop up on the left hand side, you can see several options or tabs to choose from. Here we want to go to the first option or the fourth tab, which says audio. As we go to audio, here you can see global audio devices, general settings, and so on. Now this is where we want to select our desktop audio and our mic audio. For example, if you want to select a desktop or your device's default audio, which is actually coming and inputting from the device or speaker, you want to simply select desktop audio. You can leave it on default, or you can select your speaker or whatever. If you want to disable, you can also disable right over here and then select what sound you actually want to come. If you want to select your mic's audio, you can simply tap on the default and then go ahead and select the mic which you have actually connected to your OBS Studio or to your device. I have connected, let's say I'm recording for this, then I'm going to simply tap on headset microphone. If you have any other device, which I'm guessing is a headphone or a microphone, you can go ahead and do that. Once you do that, you can simply go ahead and apply the settings at the bottom of the screen by tapping on apply and then OK. Now, after we have set up our desktop audio and our mic audio, here at the middle of the option you can see a tab called audio mixer. As you can generally see in our mic section, the audio is actually moving on to the red tab right over here, which is not actually healthy. You want this distinction to be somewhere between this green and this yellow button. So in order to fix this, if you have a very advanced mic, it is actually going to come up to the red point. So if you want to fix this, then you want to simply tap on the settings button right over here. As you tap on settings, you want to go to advanced audio properties. And once you go to advanced audio properties, here you can see our mic and aux is actually active. Now we want to simply select and turn on mono for this mic right over here. As we turn on mono and then go back and tap on close, you can see now it has some type of changes and it's actually moving on only till the yellow part of the screen, which is the ideal place of where you want your microphone volume to be. If you want to only record your microphone audio and not your desktop audio, you can simply tap on this volume button in order to turn off desktop audio. If you want to only record a desktop's audio and not your mic's audio, you can simply tap on this mic button and turn off and mute your mic right over here. So in this way, you can configure some of the audio settings on your mic as well. Now, the next thing we are going to learn is, as you can see, when we have started our video to this point, we are actually only seeing a blank canvas on this OBS Studio Home. So the next thing we are going to learn is how we can add a source and then add a scene. The difference between scene and sources is that scene is only an equivalent of whatever sources you have actually added, and sources are generally the tab which you have chosen to add on the OBS Studio and record them. For example, the first thing we want to do is, let's say we want to add a source and then add something to our screen right over here. I'm going to simply tap on this source, take my mouse over here, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to simply select add and hover my mouse over this add option. Now you have multiple options over here. We don't want to go through all of that because the video is going to be longer than initially expected. If you go to game capture, it is going to simply select any type of full screen app, or you can also simply select a game and then tap on game capture if you open any game in the background. I'm going to simply open display capture right over here, and as you can see, it is asking me to rename my display capture. Let us see, I'm going to simply name this to the right monitor or any type of monitor, as that is where I'll be streaming on, or that is where I'll be recording, or the display monitor on. Once you do that, you can also tap on make source visible or not, and then go ahead and tap on OK. As you tap on OK here, you will be able to see this infinite loop right over here. You can select your display setting. You can also choose whether you want to capture your cursor, or you can also choose whether you want to capture your capture method and then change it to desktop duplication or Windows 10 and so on. Once you tap on OK, your scene will be successfully added on this OBS Studio homepage. And if you want to add a secondary source, then again you want to tap the right mouse and then tap on add, and then if you want to select your video capture from your webcam, then you can simply tap on video capture. Once you do that, you can go ahead and name your video capture and then tap on OK. As you do that, it is going to record the webcam as it is doing right over here. Once you do that, you can configure the video settings, you can configure the crossbar, or you could also deactivate the settings right over here. And then go ahead and tap on OK, and this video is going to appear on your timeline, as you can see right over here. Now if you want to remove this, you can simply right click on it and then go ahead and tap on the delete button on your device, and it will ask you for a confirmation, and then you can go ahead and delete it. If you want to add a scene, since we have already added our sources on the right hand side, we will simply tap on add. Now since we have already added it, we are going to simply tap on OK, and as you can see, we can switch between scenes very easily. So that was it for today's video. We have discussed some of the most basic and important settings, like if you are a beginner, we have learned how to set up the auto configuration wizard, we have learned how to connect our streaming key to the OBS Studio app and then go ahead and live stream on YouTube or our Twitter or any other social media we are choosing to live stream. We have learned how to set up our audio, we have learned how to screen record it, we have learned how to set up our base canvas resolution and so on. And after watching this video, we hope that you are being able to do the most basic functions and carry out the most basic uses of the OBS Studio application. We hope this guide video was really helpful to you, and if it did help you, then do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any more questions or queries regarding this, then make sure to leave them down in the comment section. As always, thank you very much for watching till the end of this tutorial, and see you soon in our next video.